Hey there, welcome to the archives. So, I have to go drop off Malcolm X because it's due. So I just wanted to share this officially, as well as some other books that I'm reading. So this is the Autobiography of Malcolm X, as told by Alex Haley. With assistance by Alex Haley, there's a foreword by his daughter, Atilia Shabazz. M.S. Handler does the introduction. Epilogue, Alex Haley. Afterword, Ozzie Davis. I really like Atala's introduction on her father, and it kind of goes through what the process of getting the book to become. I talk about like the making the movie. Yes, so great book if you haven't read it. This is what it says here. With its first great victory in the landmark Supreme Court decision Brown versus Board of Education in 1954, the civil rights movement gained the powerful momentum it needed to sweep forward into its crucial decade, the 1960s. As voices of protest and change rose above the din of history and false promises, one voice sounded more urgently, more passionately than the rest. Malcolm X, once called the most dangerous man in America. You have to ask why. I was telling somebody recently, pay attention to who powerful people think are a threat. Right? Because again, if let's say you're a track runner, let's say you run track. If you run track, you're not, or you play any sport, you play basketball, you play soccer, you play volleyball. If you play a sport where there's competition, you're not going to waste your time studying and analyzing and figuring out how to beat the weakest link. It's a waste of your resources, it's a waste of your time, right? You're going to figure out who is a threat. Who can potentially beat me? That is who that becomes a target. So I think when they say like he was the most dangerous man, first of all, to who, right? To the American government, to the structures that be, and why. And if you read this, you're like, oh, okay, I get why, right? Okay, and his enduring message is as relevant today as when he first delivered it. In the searing pages of this classic autobiography, originally published in 1964, Malcolm X, the Muslim leader, firebrand, and anti-integrationalist, tells the extraordinary story of his life and the growth of Black Muslim movement to veteran writer and journalist Alex Haley. In a unique collaboration, Haley worked with Malcolm X for nearly 2 years, interviewing, listening to, and understanding the most controversial leader of his time. Raised in Lansing, Michigan, but he was originally born in Omaha. But anyways, he was raised in Lansing, Michigan. Malcolm Little, which is his original name. Malcolm's parents his mom was from Grenada. She was, her father was a white man with red hair. It's said that he was a rapist, and that's how she came to be. She was a product of rape, and his father was from the South, I think Georgia maybe. His father was killed by the KKK, and I think 3 or 4 of his uncles were also killed by white supremacists. So it was in his blood, right? His parents were working with Marcus Garvey. So his father was a preacher. Again, his mother eventually was institutionalized after they killed his father. Read the story. Malcolm's story is really riveting. Raised in Lansing, Michigan, Malcolm Little journeyed on a road to fame as astonishing as it was unpredictable. Drifting from childhood poverty to petty crime, Malcolm found himself in jail. It was there that he came into contact with the teachings of a little-known Black Muslim leader renamed Elijah Muhammad. The newly renamed Malcolm X devoted himself body and soul to the teachings of Elijah Muhammad and the world of Islam, becoming the nation's foremost spokesman When his conscience forced him to break with Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm founded the Organization of Afro-American Unity to reach African Americans across the country with an inspiring message of pride, power, and self-determination. So, one of time's 10 most important nonfiction books of the 20th century. I agree. I definitely agree. I read this, I think, when I was in high school, grade 12 maybe. But I first found out about Malcolm X in 1992. My uncle, who's a professor in the United States, African Studies, black, right? Uncle goes, he's black. He was like, girl, I'm putting you on. So my uncle gave me the Malcolm X for Young Readers book for Christmas of 1992. So I was 7 years old. So that was my first glimpse into Malcolm X. I was like, oh wow. And I'm glad I read that book early, because that was what I think a year or the same year that I came into Canada. So it made me see like, oh, this is what I'm dealing with. Oh, the police surveillance people. Oh, you can act like a fool on the train and it can manipulate white people to do certain things. Oh, okay. Like, it's just, oh, that's demonic. That's a devil. Oh, okay. So I learned a lot. But again, reading the actual autobiography from him himself in his words is something. It talks about, we don't have to talk about like his relationship with like white women, for instance. It talks about his relationship with Sophia. After she got married to a white man. She still was having relationships with him. She didn't know how to quit Malcolm. And it only ended once he outed himself, which he said he knew that. He knew he caught himself. He doesn't know what possessed him to do that. But as soon as the white men caught drift that Malcolm was with the white women, that's when he got arrested. It was game over. But again, when he was in jail, that's when he literally read the dictionary from front to back. He wrote all the words. He learned all the words in the dictionary, and he started to read. Which is why, was it whose man was it? Tony Braxton's man? What's Cash Money? I'm Big Bird. There was somebody, I'm pretty sure I saw somebody, one of the hip hop artists, was saying how it's a waste of money to give books to prisoners imprisoned. He sounds like he never read Malcolm X. Or maybe he sounds like he did read Malcolm X. And he's on the other side, and he has to tell people not to read books in prison, because knowledge is power, right? That man read in prison. That's where he became woke, right? And once he became woke, he went broke, right? Go woke, go broke. He was broke, but on purpose, because you can't make somebody like that thrive, because he's really influential. And then also, once he got woke, he turned to Islam. And he never looked back. I think there was a word, there was a part where he literally said he dedicated his life to showing the white man about himself. That or he would die. And so it was like he knew his fate from the beginning, right? He knew his fate from the beginning, and he did not care. So yes, Malcolm X. I also got Who Will Bury You? And Other Stories by Chido Muchemwa. Zimbabweans in moments of transition are forced to decide who they really are and choose the people they will call their own. Set in Toronto and Zimbabwe. I said Toronto properly, but it's Toronto. Hi, Mr. Spider. There's a spider. The poor spiders don't stand a chance in here with the cats. I try to tell the cats not to, just leave the spiders alone, but I don't think they've seen this one. Sorry, I have cramps. Set in Toronto and Zimbabwe. I'm going to come back and do the other books I'm reading. But I'm reading a Zimbabwean artist. There's one on how to talk to kids about sexual assault in the house. So I'll come back and do these ones. The Big Bad Wolf in My House. And then Papa Brings Me the World. I love this. This one's on Black Fathers. So I'm going to come back and do these ones just because I have to get going again. I'm always running late on here, but yeah, the Autobiography of Malcolm X. Definitely read it. I'm going to try to finish it today because I got to return it. So this is what I'm doing. I hope everybody I didn't meet all of my July goals, but pretty much a priority for my July was finish S4E, it was actually the 4th book. My last video I said it's the 5th book. It's the 4th book of Nana S4E, but it's the 5th novel I've written the last few years. So it's the 5th novel, but the 4th book in Nana S4E. So there's Nana S4E, Mademoiselle S4E, Miss S, and now S4E. So the 4. One, she's 9, the other, she's 13, the other, she's 16, and this one, she's 18. So that's what I've been doing here. That's been my priority. I'm happy to say I met my goal. I have until Friday to finish the first draft, but I'm pretty much done the first draft, and that's what I wanted to do. Will I ever publish these books? I don't know. I don't really care to. I mostly write for myself for now. I do need money, so how is this spider flying all over? That's some demonic shit. I think I might kill the spider myself, because how did it jump there? It's flying. Anyways, okay, so that's it. Enjoy the rest of July. Happy Black August. I will be back to share some of the other books that I'm reading, okay? Until next time, in solidarity.